This season on This Is My Story, we have brought you heartfelt and compelling testimonials showing just how good God is transforming people's lives. On this episode, we look back at a few episodes that stood out.
I'm tired of being told, don't put on a trouser. What will Bishop say? Don't put on this top. What will this Mama Kanisa say? So I was like, nah, I'm tired. I just want to live my life.
There's a song by Tupac where he says he sold his soul for material wishes. And somehow I picked that up. And comparing church with this other side, I was like, I think actually I will need to sell my soul to be famous.
I've never loved so difficult. Huyu jamaa amenikataa kabisa, amekuwa rebellious, and then I'm supposed to love him. Nikanunua Bible. Kanika my dear son, saa hiyo nasikia kama nitamuua.
The reality was too harsh for me, especially the rejection. Really was hard on me. And yeah, I could not stay sober.
Starting us off is the story of the transformative leader and global mental health advocate, Maryben. She grew up in a pastor's home, but life's storms pulled her away from faith. Depression dragged her into darkness, alcohol and smoking numbed her pain, and failed relationships crushed her worth. 5 times she attempted to end her life, but God's love wouldn't let her go.
My name is Ambassador Maryben Omollo, and I serve as an African Women Empowerment Ambassador across 30 countries. I also serve as a Vice President for After Young Entrepreneurs Federation. We are trying to champion for the free trade. And on top of that, I run the Maryben Foundation, whereby we champion for mental health, community development, and supporting young single mothers. On top of that, I always say I kill for a living and I mend hearts because I run a cleaning company, cleaning and pest control.
Before she became a transformative leader and global mental health advocate, Maryben reflects on where it all started.
A lot of people love saying I was brought up in a humble background. So I'll not say humble background, neither struggling, but our parents did their best. We are 6 kids, or rather 6 siblings. I'm the 4th one, 3 girls, 3 boys. And I was born in Nakuru, raised there, moved to Kisumu. And my mom is a pastor. My elder sister is also a pastor. So we were both brought up in the spiritual background. And socially, I would say my mom was a disciplinarian. Yeah, she was really a disciplinarian. And it has formed most of my characters right now. The things I do, it's because of how she brought us up, how my dad stood in the gap. I saw that man try his level best to give us the best. I studied both in Nakuru and Kisumu, and in my high school I was in Siaya campus. I was in the University of Nairobi. And those early years in my primary, to be very honest, I didn't have this vision. I was never even a good performer. I was an underperformer. Nikienda sana, there in the middle. So my vision was, back in the days, women, we were not given the forefront. So my vision was, let me finish school, have a certificate, get married, have my own family, and at least help my children. When they're in primary, you're there telling them the ABC or helping them with math. That is where I was focused. And looking also at my results, I felt like, nah, I didn't have a future. I was just there. No, having teachers who keep on telling you there's nowhere you're going. You will finish primary and get married. So I accepted that. Even in high school, I was quote unquote a bit of a bully. I was playing rugby and I had accepted my fate.
Spiritually, she was more of just a churchgoer and hadn't yet known God herself.
At that time, I was only going to church because of my mom. If you don't go to church, our African's mother, either you will not eat in that house, you'll be insulted definitely, or you'll receive a slap. So I was like, okay, let me just go for the sake of mom. And then now you're going to church. And my mom My mom is very spiritual. So when you're going to church, you hear, don't do this because Bishop is seeing. What will Bishop say? I kept on rebelling because I was like, am I living for other people or I'm living for myself? I'm tired of being told, don't put on a trouser. What will Bishop say? Don't put on this top. What will this Mama Kanisa say? So I was like, nah, I'm tired. I just want to live my life. And despite doing that, there's always that a flaming fire or light within you that God says, this is still my child. So he leaves you to explore as his hand is upon you until that right time when he says, I'm calling you. And one of the things I've realized, all that was just a journey that was forming my current self.
After finishing high school, Maryben's life became one of survival with no end in sight.
I finished high school. 1 week later, I started working, and it was hustling, literally dancing on the road shows, being a promotional lady in the supermarket, hawking SIM cards, selling LG phones at that time. So I didn't get to experience that life. Like, you're hanging out with your friends, you guys going out for party, you guys doing this. No, I skipped that completely. From school to job market, you're trying to navigate life here, you're meeting way matured people. So with that, I wouldn't say it was a good thing because it made me mature very fast. So one of the things I felt like I missed in my early years of working was not going to the university early. I schooled myself, actually. So I was working part-time, going to school, and we were not prepared about dealing with the toxic bosses, what kind of a work environment is conducive or good enough for you. So I didn't enjoy my early jobs. You go there, you meet a toxic boss, they're insulting you. Whatever was on my mind is I'm coming here, I'm earning my money and leave. And it made me hate employment with a passion.
As she was navigating employment and the toxic work environment, a devastating revelation comes to play.
This day I walk in the office after 1 week medical leave, and I'm being told your services are no longer needed. I've never forgotten that word. Your services are no longer needed. I was given my 3 months upfront salary. Any other remuneration that they had, I was given on that very day. And I was like, ouch. At times someone will tell you, come back after 1 week or 3 months. Me, I was given that very day. I left, went to Java, ate properly because I was stressed and I didn't know. When I'm stressed, I stress eat. So I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, so let me eat. So I ate there. I called my then boyfriend. We had lunch, explained to him what happened. We really ate. After that, I was like, it's okay. I've never been out of work for more than 1 month, so I'll still get another job. I was so used to job hopping. From one job, every year I would be in a different organization. So I was like, it's fine.
What followed was a long period without work, and this started taking a toll on Maryben.
I'm starting to hate myself, looking down on myself. I'm having inferiority complex, low self-esteem, everything. It's like I became a garbage truck whereby all this was just poured in. Negative thoughts, suicidal thoughts, antidepressants, everything, rejection. It's like a whole garbage truck. And I hated God. Anyone who tell me about God, I'll be like, nah, that God doesn't exist. Started drinking alcohol properly. I would drown my sorrows on alcohol. Started smoking. I didn't smoke for that much. I would smoke weed once in a while because my ex was taking weed, so I would take it together to just drown my sorrows. And anyone who does to see me, I would show up with the hope of I'm going to get a job. But there's nothing showing forth. Someone keeps on telling you, you're a beautiful girl, let me marry you. Or you cannot survive in Nairobi, can you just move back home? Everyone was negative.
Desperate and with nowhere else to turn, she reflects on the day that would become her turning point.
I got pregnant again the second time in 2019, and I had a miscarriage. So after that miscarriage, and I had no one to talk to, it's what hit me so hard. I was like, now you see, I was pregnant again and it's now out. So I felt like God is punishing me. But little did I know it was because of the 4 years of antidepressants. So my entire system was getting weak. My skin was becoming pale. I couldn't remember my name or most of the people's name. I was losing memory. I couldn't construct a sentence. I was shaking. It's like I had a withdrawal syndrome. You might think I was a heavy drinker, or rather drunkard, because I would shiver, I would shake when I'm talking. I would get a lot of panic attacks in town. I would start crying anywhere. It's like I had PTSD. Now at that time, remember June 5th. That was the last time again I tried suicide and it failed. But one of the things that was so profound about that day was that I knew that was going to be my last day.
This next story is a testimony of finding redemption. Anthony reflects on his ambitions to be a rapper, struggling with drug addiction and a dangerous quest to sell his soul for fame.
My name is Anthony Peter Karanja Njau. I was born in a place called Dagoretti, in a hospital called Nazareth. But at the time, my father was struggling with alcohol. So he had to go back to the village, which is Gatundu South. So that was in my earlier days when I was young. So I grew up knowing that I was struggling because my father, when he got the money, he would just go drink all of it. Then when it's finished, he comes back. So I was struggling even to feed as an infant. So, but I grew up knowing myself consciously in Gatundu South, which is in a place called Karato. That is where I grew up, and my upbringing was good because after my dad went there, he became born again. He received Christ and things started changing. His journey of transformation started on that day. I went to a public school, well taken care of. My grandfather was also born again. He was a Christ person, so we used to go to church. He was a good man. He was always taking care of us. Became a social guy because I was playing football.
As Anthony's father reflects, he was a normal child until he started out in primary school.
Class 4, started noticing some kind of rebellion, doing things that other children are not doing. He would come with toys, sijui ametoa wapi toys, anakuja, hapana ni masomo. In his room alikuwa na mapicha. He was simply, nikaanza ku notice this is not going right. Then he started dropping. Yeah. And he used to come around position 4 to 15 in a class of 40. So that was a good performance. And by class 6, he was just dropped almost to the end of the class. So that's when I noticed that there's something about this.
Growing up, I was very musical. I loved music. Up to date, I'm very musical. I love music. But as we were growing up, I started listening to music, which is hip hop. And I was very intrigued by the beats and the rappers and so on. And I was like, when I grow up, I want to be a DJ and a rapper. I don't know why I was so intrigued by cigarettes. Because in the evening when they would send me to go buy something, I would follow men who were smoking And when they drop the filter, I would take it and smoke it, and it was feeling good. I don't know why, for whatever reason, but I was enjoying it. And now it developed to me buying my own cigarettes. So by the age of around 9, I had started smoking, and also watching the music that we were watching. They are always smoking and drinking. So I was like, this is the life I want. And from the church that I went to, I was like, God is a boring God. That's how I viewed God. I was like, we just go to church, people sing, and I was like, this is not what I want. The music was the hymns, so I was like, I don't like this kind of music. So when I grow up, I will go away from this side of life and go to the devil's side, because I was like, the devil looks like fun.
At this period in his life, Anthony had just been circumcised, and his rebellious nature was full-blown.
That's when we started struggling. Because he was telling me, build me a cage. Munaita a cage. Si tulikuwa tunaita cube. Build me a cube. I won't get circumcised inside the house. Na mimi namwambia hapana. Sisi ni watu wa Nairobi. Although tulikuwa Ushago, you can get circumcised in the house, ni kutengenezea kanyumba, katengeneze mzuri. Then when I get money, nilikuwa nimetengeneza karumu kingine. Then I shall complete that room. Then, and that's when we started fighting. Sababu alikuwa amekataa kabisa, sitaenda huko. Kama sasa, what do you want? You want your mother to get out of the kitchen, ukae huko naye apikia wapi? Atoke na mimi nijaiwe huko. Because alikuwa naona other boys had those things called cubes. As a small boy sikuwa nampika. Lakini wakati alitahiri, sasa nikaona hii rebellion too much. That's when I started now. Kumchapa chapa.
As he transitioned into high school, he was now keen on his ambition to be a rapper.
There's a song by Tupac where he says he sold his soul for material wishes. And somehow, I picked that up. I believe music is very spiritual, and it can even plant seeds in our souls. So I picked it up, and I was like, he sold his soul for material wishes. And comparing church with this other side, I was like, I think actually I will need to sell my soul to be famous. I decided when I'm 18, I was going to sell my soul and serve the devil. I didn't know who the devil was. I thought the devil is God in a way. So I thought he's the God of evil. So I thought he was going just to give me the things that would give me fun and life, and that way, and then he was going to give me fame. I was going to be famous. So that is what I decided at that age of 12. And at this time, remember, I have started smoking. I think I started now weed at 12 and alcohol. So I just started going down that path of drugs and alcohol and music. So my high school life, I was not even interested. I remember thinking at myself and looking at people and thinking, you people are just going to go and find jobs. But for me, I will sell my soul and I will be famous.
Anthony would later survive 2 near-death experiences, but there is one that even his father cannot forget.
I was dropping what they call kudondoka. I was very drunk. I thought I can dondoka, but I ended up hitting the ground and I was very injured.
Kamza, kweli uko sawa? Akaniambia hapana, siko sawa. Kwani imefanyika nini? Sijui nini. Ati amenguka kutoka kwa bus. Na sasa wanakupeleka wapi? Sio, akaniambia wanampeleka Kenyatta. I used to work in the medical department. So nikapiga simu Kenyatta. Kaambia expect an emergency. Nikapigia mtu hapo. Wakaniambia tunamgoja hapo. Sijui hao watu wa mabus wakabadilisha, wakampeleka Kiambu. So wakaniambia ampeleka Kiambu. Then immediately sister yake naye akanipigia. Ati analia. Ananiambia Karanja, tumeambiwa Karanja amekufa. Ati amekanyagwa na gari inaitwa Unified Power, amekufa. Sasa nimeongea na yeye, lakini hajakufa, ako Kiambu. Situkutane Kiambu hospital. Wakati nilimuona, mimi niliona kifo. I saw a dead man. Alikuwa amekatwa hapa kichwa from here, sijui about 6 inches. Then mguu from hapa mpaka hapa a very big gas. Amelalishwa and a lot of blood.
While Anthony had been attended to by doctors, his father was overwhelmed, yet the only thing on his mind was showing love to his son.
Sayo, what was going inside my mind, my heart, is a verse in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which says, love never fails. So nika decide, I've been loving this guy, hata akiwa mbaya, I've been loving him, everything, so nitaendelea kumlove. Let me tell you, I've never loved so difficult. Huyu jamaa amenikataa kabisa, amekuwa rebellious, and then I'm supposed to love him. Nikanunua Bible. Kanika, my dear son, saa hiyo nasikia kama nitamuua. To my dear beloved son, please read this Bible. Sijui nilikuwa naandika lakini mambo ya mapenzi tu. Something, the Bible kind of love. You are loving something that you are supposed to hate.
Separated from her siblings at a tender age, Rachel reflects on being homeless, struggling with addiction, becoming a mother, and finding herself behind bars. This is her path to sobriety and how God restored her after a life of hopelessness. To tell Rachel's story, we made our way through the Tika Superhighway, drove past rice fields and Muya, all the way to the quiet town of Chuka.
Growing up, I don't remember much of my childhood, but I found myself growing up in a system, a children's home as a little girl till the age of about 10 years old is when I began asking myself questions. How come I'm in this place, and where is my mom and my brother and my sister? Because I remember I had two younger siblings, being the oldest. I even stretched to go to the offices to ask the management, I really want to go home. I want to go see my sister and brother. And that was organized, and there came a holiday where we went to look for my mother, our home, and my siblings. And unfortunately, our home wasn't there. And my mother wasn't there still. And so it was a very disturbing moment for me and also for the management. But asking around the neighbors, they told us that our mom is no longer there, is no longer living there.
For her sister, the reality wasn't any different as she looks back to the day they were separated.
My name is Virginia Wangeshi Muthoni. I'm Murioki. I am married. Yeah, and I'm the sister to Rachel. I'm the youngest in the family. She was taken when I was still very, very, very young. Yeah, so I don't remember her, but I remember my brother, because now after Rachel was taken, we remained with my brother, and now we were staying there. We had a home. Yeah, but the mom was absent, and I've never heard anything about our dad. So as we were staying there, there was no food and everything, and so as we started growing up with my brother, we started going out to look for food for ourselves. And yeah, it was, now we used to rely on those people that give food to street people. And they would come maybe once a month. And the rest of the time we just loiter around streets begging for food.
Rachel's life continued at home while her sisters and brother tried to find ways to survive.
We were Catholics, where we attend Mass every day, morning and evening. And so, yeah, we would sing, the education there, the food was okay, everything was good, apart from I had disturbing questions. I remember I used to isolate myself a lot, asking myself, how come? I didn't understand much of God, but I knew it is a routine to go to church, to say the masses, yeah, and all that.
One day, around Soweto, we found a family. We knocked at a door and we asked for food as our usual custom. And these people became more interested with not just giving us food, but also like knowing why are we begging for food. So we started telling the story. Our mom is not around, we can't find any food and everything, and they gave us food. It was ugali with milk. So we ate and they told us, stay here, we have to inform the chief. So the chief was called, was informed everything, and now then we were now taken to another rescue center. I was very young, so when we went there, the place was very beautiful. Everything was catered for. Like we were given a bath and new clothes, shoes and everything, and it was so spacious. I remember the picture I have for that place. It was so good.
This was to be a new beginning for the two siblings, but the next day was a different reality.
It was a big kitchen and the chefs were wearing good clothes, and now I was just looking, admiring the food, and I was caught. Like we were with another guy, a small guy who we had been rescued the same day. So we were caught like looking at the food and admiring it. And I tell you, I was beaten. So that it was a lady, akatutandika vibaya sana. Akasema mbona mnatemea chakula mate? Nini. So I felt, I've never been beaten in my life. Even my mom had never laid hands on me because she was absent. She didn't care what we are doing. Yeah, so I felt, this is too much. I told them, no, take me back home. I want to go back home. I have a home. So they told me, okay, that's what you want. We'll take you back home. So that same day, they took me to a red car, and then we went.
As Rachel got the opportunity to go to high school, her siblings were on the move again.
Joining high school, by the grace of God, I found sponsors who would pay for my school fees.
I was 5, he was 7, and he couldn't stay at a place where he was caged in. Now that I remembered, that I am reflecting nowadays, because he was like bigger than me, and he was used to street life more than me, and he was like, he couldn't stay where he's been told do this, do that, so he ran away. So at that time we lost contact with him. He ran away, and I was informed, your brother has just run away. And I was like, okay. Like I didn't even care, because now we were with the other people. So for me, I was like, no worries. I knew they would find him, but they never found him until I stayed for those 2.5 years. And then I was now transferred with other kids who were transferred to now from Nairobi Adams to Kajiado, Ngong. So I was told, we're taking you to a place where you're going to be going to school, because we were there, but we are not going to school.
While in high school, Rachel would later be dismissed, and the home had no other way of helping her.
There appeared an incident in school where there was a strike and the school burnt. And after the school burnt, there was a search going on for investigations why the school burnt, and it happened that we were found with matchboxes and packets of cigarettes. And so we were suspects of burning the school. And so we were suspected, and also the suspicion was smoking cigarettes, possession of matchboxes in school was put in as a record of the suspension. And so we were suspended from school. Yeah, and that's how I happened to have lost my sponsorship with school. The reality was too harsh for me, especially the rejection. Really was hard on me. And yeah, I could not stay sober. If I'm not drunk, let's go smoke weed. If not weed, ever on cigarettes. And Yeah, I think psychologically I was messed up. And even you find sleeping around with men was also a way of seeking acceptance, because I now believed that if I sleep with you and how you hold me, I somehow feel like I'm accepted and I feel somehow loved. And I remember I could also like ukinionyesha mapenzi kidogo hivi naingia tu box, because it's something I'd never gotten, and I think I was psychologically messed up.
You can catch the full versions of all these stories and more on our YouTube channel, Family Media, or get on-the-go front seat access on the Family Media app, available on Google Play Store and Apple Store.